How to prepare Hausa Koko from scratch. These are the ingredients for making Hausa Koko. You get your dry millet from the market, your ginger, your ground dry pepper, your cloves, and your strainer. What you do is, because the millet is dry, in Ghana what they do is they take the dry millet with all this dry cloves or ingredients to the corn mill, and then they mill it together to make a flour, and then they add water and mix it with water to make a firm dough, and then they leave it to ferment, just like the process of making corn dough. That's how they get it. So they take the dry millet to the corn mill with the spices, they grind it into powder, and then they add water to it to make a dough, and then they leave it for 3 days for the dough to ferment before they use it for they strain it and then use it for the Hausa Koko. But this place, because we don't have the corn mill, I've soaked my millet. As you can see here, this is the same millet, but I soaked this millet for 3 good days, and then I take it out of the water, rinse it again, and then I cut off my ginger, my cloves, and my dry pepper all together here. I leave the cloves in because they are dry. I leave it in the soaked millet for about 20 minutes so that it can also soften a little bit before I blend it in a blender. So what I'm going to do now is just blend this soaked millet, this millet which has been soaked for 3 days. I'm going to blend it in the blender. I'm just going to put all this in the blender. This is the soaked millet. So this millet is about this cupful. So I'm just going to add about this cupful more of water into my blender with the soaked millet, and I'll blend it, or in your food processor. So here we are. This is the millet and the cloves grind together in my food processor. So I'm going to strain it with a fine strainer. And you pass it through your strainer. You use your spoon or your ladle to press it through the strainer. You can grind this over and over again in your blender to get all the mixture out. And if you end up adding too much water, you leave it to settle, and you see that all the water, it's a kind of dough, it will settle at the bottom, so that you pour the water away. On the water that will come up on top of it, you can pour it. Look at the chaff. So this is like a waste. If it's Ghana, they just take it to the corn mill so that it can get more from this. But because we are using blender, you just add more water. You can add more water to this in a blender and then blend it again, because the more you blend it, the more of the food you get from it, because it's the starchy bit of it that we want. So this is my millet cream, the sauce for the Hausa Koko. So what you do now is boil a small amount of water, and then you add your millet mixture, your millet milk, gradually till you get the thickness that you want. You can also add a pinch of salt to your boiling water, just to give it a taste. Just a pinch of salt. That's optional. So you add it to your boiling water gradually and keep on stirring consistently. till you get the thickness of the porridge that you want. You stir it continuously. It's thickened up. Keep on stirring. This one is a bit light, so I'll just add a bit more of the millet mixture and stir. Don't overcook it. You keep on stirring until you see it bubbling up, and the color will change from cream to a bit darker. It doesn't take too much time to cook. It's a bit light again, so. And if it's too thick, so you can just add the boiled water, and then you stir. You can stir with your wooden spoon or whisk. Here we are. Our Hausa Koko is ready to be served. It can be served in the morning or as afters. You can have it with your tea bread, sugar bread, kose, akala, or you can also have it on its own. You can also buy the ready-made powdered Hausa Koko from any Asian or Ghanaian shops. That one is easy. You just add water, a bit of water to the powder, mix it, and then add it to your boiling water on the hob.